Good morning, students. I welcome all of you in my online class. Today, I would like to begin the third chapter of our English Gulmohar book, which is The Starting Point. The Starting Point is written by Milka Singh. The Starting Point is the autobiography which is about Milka Singh. Dear students, first paragraph is the introductory part where we will come to know about the Milka Singh himself, and rest of the paragraphs where he shares the three most important incidents that occurred in his life and that has changed the whole of his life. So let us start. Milka Singh, also known as the Flying Sikh, is a former Indian track and field sprinter. So Milka Singh, also known by Flying Sikh, and he is a former Indian track and field sprinter. Sprinter means a runner. So Milka Singh was a runner who ran on track and in the field. He represented India in the Commonwealth Games in 1958 and the Summer Olympic Games of 1956, 1960 and 1964. So, Milka Singh was the one who represented India in Commonwealth Games and in Summer Olympic Games in the various years that are mentioned in the book. As a child, he used to run 10 kilometers to school and back. So running long distances came naturally to him. So Milka Singh, he went to school running and came back to his home running. So it was almost 10 kilometers of distance going from his home and coming back from the school. It was almost 10 kilometers. So running long distances came naturally to him. In his youth, he joined the army where he was introduced to running as a sport. So, when he joined the army, he came to know that running was a sport. This is what he was introduced there. Having found his calling on the track, Milka Singh went on to win several accolades for India at various international events. So he feels that he is on the right track and he feels that I have come to the right track, and as he goes ahead in his life, he has won the several awards in the international games. He is best remembered for his fourth place finish in the 400 meters final at the 1960 Olympic Games. The games that occurred in 1960, where he is remembered for his fourth place finish in 400 meters. His fourth place finish of 45.73 seconds became the Indian national record then and was held for almost 40 years. So, he is remembered for his fourth place in 400 meters, where he ran for 45.73 seconds, and this record was for 40 years. None of them could break the record of Milkha Singh. So let us read ahead the rest of the paragraphs. Three fortunate incidents that occurred in January 1953 when I was a new recruit in the army changed the course of my life. So, he is sharing the three most important incidents that occurred in January 1953, and that time he had joined the army, and he tells that these three incidents that occurred in his life has changed the complete life of Milkha Singh. After the morning roll call one Saturday, there was an announcement that a 6-mile race was to be held the next day. So, like in the school, to know whether the student is present or absent, attendance is taken. In the same way, as he was the new member in the army, and even there also the attendance was taken. He tells the incident that took place on Saturday. So they also had the roll call, they also had the attendance. And soon after their attendance, what was the announcement? There was an announcement that a 6-mile race was to be held the next day. So 6-mile race was supposed to be held on the following day. All 500 recruits would participate in this event. The top 10 would be exempted from fatigue duty and be given a glass of milk every day during the training period. So, in that race, 500 people were supposed to participate. So, among those, the top 10 would be exempted from the fatigue duty. Fatigue duty means such as cleaning and cooking that is done in the loose clothes, that is without their uniform. So those top 10 would be exempted. They would be excused from those duties such as cleaning and cooking, and those top 10 were promised to be given a glass of milk as a reward in their training periods. The next morning, we reported at the starting line wearing canvas shoes, vests, and khaki shorts. So next day, all of these 500 new recruit members came, and they are ready to run the 6-mile race. They are wearing the canvas shoes, vests, and khaki shorts. This is their dress. The whistle blew and we set off. And as the whistle blew, they started running. filled with a sense of mission. Sense of mission means a feeling that he was doing a very important task. This is what Milkha Singh was feeling. I ran as fast as I could. The reward of getting a glass of milk was a big treat for me, as I had suffered great want and deprivation in my childhood. So Milkha Singh remembered the reward. The top 10 would be excused from the fatigue duty. Fatigue duty already I have told, such as they will be excused from their cleaning and cooking, and they would be given the reward in their training period, a glass of milk. So as he is running, he remembers the reward that he was promised by his master. And getting a glass of milk was something great for Milkha Singh, because he was the one, and because of the family condition, because of the economic problem, they could not afford a glass of milk. So it was something great for Milkha Singh of getting a glass of milk. I took the lead in the first 2 and 3 miles. So Milkha Singh was leading in first 2 or 3 miles. So he was ahead of all the participants. I would rest a while if I felt tired and then run again when I saw others catching up. So he was leading in this 6-mile race, and he was leading in first 2 and 3 miles, and he would take rest in between, and when he saw others running and coming closer to him, he ran again ahead. Luck was with me that day, and I finished 6th in the race, and he was lucky, and in that race, 6-mile race, he was the 6th one to come. Students, I stop here. Rest of the paragraphs I would continue in the next video. I am sure you will enjoy and go through the video if you are unable to understand. Thank you, students.